President Obama says we can't expect students to do their best if their schools aren't state-of-the-art. Take a listen.
We can't expect our kids to do their best in places that are literally falling apart. This is America. Every kid deserves a great school, and we can give it to them.
Newsday columnist Ellis Henican is here. Ellis, okay, yeah, we all know that a nice school is great, whiteboards and computers, but the notion that we can't expect the best from our kids, no matter what the conditions of their schools are, feels to me the president is actually throwing out an excuse to any kid out there that wants to say, you know what, I can't do well because of this, and I can't speak the English the right way, and I just can't do it because I didn't get the same kind of schools that maybe the kids in the suburbs got.
Charles, are you coming out for tumble-down schools?
I'm saying that
you want ragged schools
kids,
and
right?
messed up schools. I don't have kids, but
if you
I
had kids
care
and you
about
sent them to
kids.
school, would you want them to do their best, period?
Charles,
would you want them to do their best?
Of course you want them to.
Under any circumstance.
Under any circumstance. And Charles, I even embrace your notion that one of the signs of character is the ability to rise above adversity. However, that's not an argument for saying that we ought to not have great teachers, we ought not to have small classes, we ought not to have opportunities in beautiful schools. I mean, it does send a message to schools, to kids in school, when we present them with schools that are fallen down and terrible. That does not send the right message to our children, does it?
But the idea that we shouldn't expect them to do their best is what bothers me here, because we keep getting these underlying comments from the president. Whenever he speaks, there's these things. A couple of weeks ago, he hinted that there should be unlimited unemployment. It's always about mediocrity being acceptable in this country.
Oh, I think you paint with too broad a brush here. I mean, listen, there are two things. Yes, obviously we want kids to do well. But as adults, as the people responsible here, shouldn't we say, listen, this is important, we want this to go well, and we're going to show you how important it is by devoting real resources.
Yeah, but we do that, and then
right?
the guilt factor comes out about the fact that we're not giving enough money to schools, and yet what happens is we're not giving enough money to the classrooms because the layers of administration grab the money before it gets down to the teacher in the classroom.
That's a legitimate point, but Tom, there is a great move right now to lay off hundreds of thousands of teachers across America. That can't be a good thing.
Bureau of Labor Statistics, the unemployment rate for teachers in this country is half what the nation unemployment rate is. We don't have an unemployment problem with teachers in this nation.
And what we've seen with the first round of stimulus is money going towards these projects. Now, the president wants to throw more money at the schools and make them pretty and shiny, when at the end of the day, just like the rest of the stimulus, it doesn't address the actual problem, and that is that teachers are struggling to teach in the schools right now, that the foundation on that these schools are built on are not facilitating a strong learning environment. It's not about the computers and the technology and all that. He's going to throw money at this, and we're fearing that that's just going to go.
It's a redistribution of wealth from taxpayers to teachers. It has nothing to do with the kids. That's what Sandra's saying.
The biggest problem in our economy right now is not enough jobs, right? I mean, death is something we have to deal with eventually, but there are not enough people working. So let's find useful things for people to do that will actually pay us dividends. I would much rather spend it on kids.
No, you make an investment. You put money someplace where there's an investment. But if you hire me to go build a school a year from now, then what do I do? I'm back out of work again.
Here's a real disingenuous part about what you're saying, though, Ellis. No matter how nice the building is, and to Sandra, it comes down to the teachers first and the parents second.
Okay.
All right. We have an administration that protects bad teachers. It's in bed with the teachers' unions. You can't fire a teacher anywhere in this country, no matter how inept they are. If they really cared about the kids, they would say, you know what? We're going to start getting rid of bad teachers today.
Well, you and I agree about getting rid of bad teachers, but let's don't turn public school teachers into the scapegoats of all of our educational problems, as was done in Wisconsin and some of these other places.
The teachers, firemen, and policemen, they're heroes. The president uses them as human shields when he's asking for money, but the ones that let us down can't continue to work for us.
Dump them. I got no problem with that.
But they don't dump them.
But that's not what's going on here. What is going on is a broad-based attack on hundreds of thousands of hard-working school teachers across America who are in there educating our kids. That is where we ought to be investing.
On specifically, you said we're in a tough economic environment.
You want to pay them less? What do you want to do?
You said we're in a tough economic environment when you began. That includes all people, from all walks of life, not just people who represent unions and always vote Democrat. It means that everyone really is out there saying, we want a piece of this as well.
Right.
What happened to the notion of being a public servant? Where did that go?
I think it's very important. And people in that work every day are struggling in those classrooms, helping kids learn. We're not going to compete with the Chinese and with the Eastern Europeans and others if we have a second-string educational system. And no, I don't want to put them in tumble-down hovels, Sam.